What up, yo? It's Marc Shannon with the Fantasy Knockout Fantasy Football Show. Today is Tuesday, October 4th. You can follow the show on social media at Fantasy Knockout. Make sure to subscribe whatever platform you are watching or listening on. Let's get that goal of 100 subscribers on YouTube. I'm excited for today's show. It's the Week 5 must-add players. Who got hurt this week that we need to get on our teams? Who are we looking at this week? What's the flavor of the week for quarterback and defense? Real quick, my how'd I do list on my must starts. Got 9 out of 10. Yes, did great there. Both quarterbacks had solid games. All my running backs went off. Yes, I missed on Dobbins. He had the 2 touchdowns, but now you can trust him. And Hawkinson, the knockout of the week. Wow, what a week there for him. Let's talk some news.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the news.
News with views. So quarterback Daniel Jones of the New York Giants, he is considered day-to-day with an ankle injury. There's optimism that Jones can play in Week 5. He wouldn't be as mobile, therefore we won't have much value for him. Yeah, we need him in order for Saquon to be relevant, but wouldn't be good if Daniel Jones misses. Running back Jonathan Taylor out of Indianapolis, the reports came back negative about his ankle, which gives him a chance to play this Thursday. I'd pick up Nyheim Hines and even Phillip Lindsay as a handcuff just in case Taylor does not go. We'll have to see. He'll probably be a game time decision. If he's playing, you play him. I know it's been frustrating as a Taylor owner. Running back Brian Robinson out of Washington, the team has designated him to return from their reserve/NFI list, which means Washington has 3 weeks to activate him before he reverts back to the NFI list. So basically, he's going to be back sometime in the next 3 weeks. Wide receiver Jahan Dotson out of Washington, his head coach Ron Rivera said Dotson's hamstring could be out a week or two. Bummer. I'd look to acquire maybe Curtis Samuel on the cheap, if at all possible, with Dotson being sidelined. Wide receiver Rashad Bateman out of Baltimore. He's dealing with a mid-foot injury. It kept him sidelined in the fourth quarter, and we're going to have to monitor this a little bit more. We haven't heard if he's going to miss any time yet, so keep monitoring that. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa out of Miami. He's not going to play Week 5. Concussion. We all kind of knew that. Good news for him. But that's a bummer for the Dolphins because I think that brings Waddle down a little bit. Hill looked okay. Wide receiver Treylon Burks out of Tennessee. He's expected to miss some time with turf toe. No surgery needed, which is good, but this will take some time. It's okay to cut him if you need him, if you need the roster space. Otherwise, put him on your IR, save him. Running back Cordell Patterson out of Atlanta. He's been placed on the IR. He's been battling with a knee injury for like a week or two now. So it looks like they're going to shut him down until Week 9. So Tyler Algier is going to be the replacement back there. Running back Javonte Williams out of Denver. He tore his ACL. Bummer. I love this kid coming out. Super high on him this year. So that's season ending for this promising back. It's such a bummer. Melvin Gordon is going to inherit the workload there, and Mike Boone's going to fill in as well. Wide receiver Jamison Crowder out of Buffalo. This one kind of popped up. I didn't even know this until I was reading the news blurbs. He suffered a broken ankle in Week 4. Whoa. So Isaiah McKenzie's going to be the main slot guy there in Buffalo. So go pick up McKenzie as well. Main event, players to add for Week 5 waivers. The must guys that we got to get on our teams. But real quick note, bye weeks are coming up. You might want to pick up your players a week early to avoid having to pay too much for the week of. So teams coming on by Week 6, we got the Detroit Lions, the Houston Texans, the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Tennessee Titans. So if you guys have any of them on your teams, you might want to stash somebody this week for next week. Make sense? All right, let's get right into it. So the quarterbacks to pick up if you're in need of a quarterback. Jared Goff out of Detroit, he's 53% owned. He's getting it done. Geno Smith, told you it was an ugly stream of the week, but it panned out. He's about 13% owned. Some tight ends to look at. Hayden Hurst out of Cincinnati, 21% owned. Robert Tonyan out of Green Bay, 32% owned. Irv Smith out of Minnesota, 49% owned. See if those guys are out there if you need a tight end. Running backs, these are the main guys. We're going to go in order of who I would spend my fab on or use my number one priority. Tyler Algier out of Atlanta, he's 18% owned. Go get this kid. He's going to be a monster, the workload there in Atlanta. Mike Boone out of Denver, he's 2% owned. His workload's going to increase there in Denver as well. Raheem Mostert out of Miami, 50% owned. Check to see if Rashad White or Kenneth Gainwell. White's out of Tampa Bay, Gainwell's out of Philly. They're both about 30% owned right now. See if they're available. Their roles are going to start to increase now as well. If you're in need of a wide receiver, George Pickens is my number one pickup this week. He's out of Pittsburgh. He's 39% owned. With Kenny Pickett going to start now a lot sooner than I had anticipated, looks like he has that connection with Pickens. So go ahead and pick up Pickens now. Looks like he's going to be probably the alpha there in Pittsburgh. Look to see if Michael Gallup from Dallas is available. He's about 41% owned. Isaiah McKenzie, we mentioned how Crowder's going to be out. McKenzie's about 47% owned. Add him. Corey Davis out of the Jets with Zach Wilson back. It looks like Davis is the main number one target there. 25% owned. Jacoby Myers might be available. He's out of New England, 43% owned. Jamison Williams, we haven't heard this name. He's out of Detroit. He's been on the PUP list or NFI list where he's not playing right now. He's going to start to come back week 6, week 7, probably after the Detroit Lions bye. Look to add him now because he is going to be a bona fide stud when he gets healthy and he starts playing. He's about 27% owned. Zay Jones out of Jacksonville, 29% owned. Mac Hollins out of the Raiders. He's about 31% owned. Some guys to drop because I've been telling you guys all these guys to add, right? Well, Mark, who do we drop in case? Here's a couple names. If you have these guys on your bench, it's okay to drop these guys. It's okay to move on from these guys. Don't play with the fear of missing out. So running backs, go and let go Mark Ingram out of New Orleans. Let go of James Cook out of Buffalo. Rex Burkhead out of Houston. Wideouts, you can let go of Greg Dork out of Arizona. With Moore back, it looks like Dork's going to move back into the depth chart. Jarvis Landry out of New Orleans. Robbie Anderson out of Carolina. You can move on from those guys. Tight ends, Mike Gesicki, Cole Kmet, move on from those guys. Some streaming quarterbacks this week. Jameis Winston out of New Orleans. If he's healthy, I know he's missed last week. If he's healthy, he's going to play. He's got Seattle. He's about 36% owned. It's Seattle, guys. Jared Goff just torched him. If you can stream any quarterback or play your quarterback against Seattle, that's the matchup you are looking for. And then the other one is Teddy Bridgewater out of Miami. He's got the Jets this week. He's 2% owned. He's got a favorable matchup against the New York Jets, so you can stream him if you need a quarterback. Some defenses to look at this week. You got the Kansas City Chiefs. They got the Raiders. They're 38% owned. They got that juicy matchup. And then the Minnesota Vikings, they got Chicago. They're about 41% owned. And I'll stream any defense against Chicago right now at this point in time. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today. The next show is the Week 5 must-start players. Thank you for listening to the show. Make sure to subscribe. And whatever platform you're on, leave that rating and review. Really helps me out. All right. Till next time. See ya.